So you've played God of War, or God of War 4 depending on your point of view, and you're wondering, how do I get my hands on more of that lore getting tossed around in the game? Well, you're in luck, because I'm ready to spill all the tea on the full stories of what you hear and read in God of War about Norse mythology. In God of War, we are introduced to our established Greek demigod Kratos and his son Atreus, now living in a land with a new environment, a new pantheon of gods and goddesses, a new mythos. Norse mythology. Before I go any further, be warned. There will be spoilers, so finish that game and come back to learn all about the realms Kratos and Atreus travel through, and the ones they can't go to. In God of War, Kratos and Atreus acquire the Bifrost from Freya, allowing them to travel to the first realm in their journey, Alfheim. So let's start there. Alfheim is the home of the Light Elves, whom our heroes see getting brutally killed by Dark Elves upon their arrival. Light Elves are beautiful, often being compared to the sun or the stars. The Vanir god, Frey, twin brother of Freya, is said to be their ruler, but not much else is known about this beautiful realm. So I mentioned Vanir gods, like Freya. Let's talk about where they come from. Vanaheim. This is not one of the places we get to see in God of War, unfortunately, and we don't know much about what this realm looks like. But what we do know is that the ruler of the Vanir, Njord, and his children, Frey and Freya, went to Asgard, while some Aesir, such as Mimir, went to Vanaheim at the end of the Aesir-Vanir War, as terms of a peace treaty signed between the groups. This war is important in Norse mythology and in God of War, so we'll discuss this in a later part. Another realm we don't get to visit in God of War, and for good reason, is Asgard. We touched on Asgard briefly, and Urd's Well located there, but I'm sure most viewers can conjure up some image of the realm where Odin makes his home, where Valhalla sits awaiting fallen warriors, and where the Rainbow Bridge, also known as the Bifrost, connects Asgard to all other realms on the World Tree. The final realm that Kratos and Atreus are unable to travel to is Svartalfheim, home of the dwarfs, who live beneath the mountains and make astounding creations at their forges, and home to the Dark Elves. I would love to be a fly on the wall in that realm. One of the main objectives of God of War is for Kratos and Atreus to reach Jotunheim, to spread the ashes of a beloved wife and mother at the highest point in all the realms. Jotunheim, as we learn, is the realm of the frost giants and the mountain giants, whose very feet would burn upon touching the Rainbow Bridge to Asgard. Niflheim and Muspelheim we discussed in the first part of the series. They're the lands of primordial ice and fire, respectively, but we'll talk more about Muspelheim and its role in Ragnarok in a later part. Then there's Midgard, the realm of women and men, where the majority of God of War takes place. And finally, there's Helheim, named after its ruler Hel, the half-living, half-decaying daughter of Loki, who we'll talk about in depth in a later part, and it's the realm where the dead go who do not die bravely in battle. In the next part, we'll talk about the major players who affect the lives of not only our protagonists on their quests, but all of Norse mythology. Do you know any more fun tidbits about any of the 9 realms? Have you heard different kinds of descriptions about these realms? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and as always, thanks for watching.